Hello everybody, welcome back to some Fallout 4. Picking up where we left off. Uh, like I said, I'm going to try this, and I'm going to pick a quest and work our way towards it, and then just do stuff as we come across it as well. So, I figured we would start by helping out Bunker Hill here. We need to go this way. And we would go and clear out, when I was looking through my quests, there's a lot of quest titles and that stuck in my head now for some reason. I was about to say go and clear out Outpost Samanja, but we are really far away from there. But no, the training yard, which is this way. Probably should have started from the Savings and Loans office, but no, I thought I heard gunfire. But whatever, we got ourselves a bridge right here that we can cross to get there. So we do have one stop to make along the way, which is to a settlement that we can get. It's not one that I normally get, so I'm not 100% sure. I know that there's not really anything important there. Oh, also, I guess I should show this off, because I actually did some work in between parts. So as you can see, I went and bought the Wastelander's Friend, 50% more limb damage, fully upgraded it, gave it a silencer instead of a compensator, changed out my double barrel shotgun for a combat shotgun because I got the last gun nut perk, so I could get all the upgrades that I wanted for it. And then as you can see, I finally switched out my rifle for the incendiary one that we picked up from, I don't know, somewhere. Also has a silencer and fully upgraded, and a 50 caliber receiver, which I actually had quite a few 50 caliber bullets. And as you can see, I also put the night vision scope on it this time. I mean, it's not. It still clearly says danger on the screen, Preston. Come on. But yeah, I figured because we have done a couple of stealth-ish things. Wow, this Rust Devil's got like fucking nothing. What the hell? You are without a doubt like a newbie. Like you got. It doesn't even look like you have any robot armor. I'm pretty sure that's just metal armor. I could be wrong. I'm not the best. So I picked up the RoboBrain torso. Oh no, it is robot. It just doesn't look very different. I picked up the RoboBrain torso because, as I said before, once we get far enough, we're going to get a bunch of stuff. I don't remember what robot pieces. I missed my stuff and wrote that down. A bunch of robot bits that we can build. But until then, if we come across any robot parts on any of the Rust Devil ones, and I think that's the only ones we can find them on, I don't believe that any other random robots that we come across, like Protectrons that we wake up out of their little charging pods and that, I don't think any of them will have... See, now this here is a big place. It is highly irradiated. The closer you go in there, the worse it gets. I could obviously throw on my hazmat suit and go in there and show you, but there's very little point because there's nothing in there. Actually, there may be a fat man in there, or I don't know. There's a fat man in between Bunker Hill and this place, but I've sold some fat. Oh, by the way, I also went through and sold a bunch of stuff. A bunch of like my weapons and whatnot.
You've got to help. They kidnapped my son.
Who kidnapped him?
They said they'd be back for the ransom in a few days. If I don't pay up, they'll kill him. But I don't have that kind of money. You've got to help. They've kidnapped my friend.
Okay.
Just tell me what happened.
They said they'd be back for the ransom in a few days. If I don't pay up, they'll kill him. But I don't have that kind of money.
Do you know where they took him?
I'm pretty sure. I'll mark it on your map.
Don't worry. I'll get him back.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Just bring him back safe. Okay?
Revere Beach Station. Revere Beach Station. Oh, apparently I put away my sunglasses at some point. That's why I wasn't wearing them. That was really weird. Oh, I wonder if I sold them. That'd suck. Also, Preston loved that because I helped with that, or because I agreed to help him. Let's see. I mean, Revere Beach Station. It's actually not that far away, but we will go and clear the training yard. We'll go clear the training yard. We'll go to Revere Beach Station next part, and then I guess we'll actually have another building episode, which we haven't had for a while. It looks like it'll just be a mudfruit farm. Like I said, I'm not sure that I've ever actually taken this settlement ever, if I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't look familiar at all. So I don't even know, like, I'm assuming I can fix up this house since it's attached to the workbench, but I don't know, like, how far out the road how far out this way it'll go or anything. I imagine that field is a part of it, this shack. I don't know how much of this pond will be a part of it, like, so yeah, it'll be a whole new thing. Like, I won't even have, like, in the other ones, like, so far, all the other building episodes I've done, like, I've went in knowing more or less what it was I was going to do. Like, there may have been, like, little details that I didn't quite know, but for the most part, I knew what I was doing. This one here, having never done it before, or never done it before that I can remember, this will be a wholly new experience for me. So that's cool. Now, this place I have cleared out before, fairly often.
Opening fire. Let's make sure that was all of them.
Well, it wasn't. Once again, Preston, look at your screen.
Oh, damn it! Barrel!
Still says danger. Now, there is a thing that we have to watch for here. Because there is a sentry bot here as well. You might think, oh, can't we just wake up the sentry bot and have it do its thing? No, unfortunately. It's the only way to wake it up turns it hostile to you. And since we don't have the robotics expert perk where we can directly hack into it, we don't have any way to deal with it.
In a minefield?
I'd hate to have to attack this place.
Distress signal lost. Distress signal found. Oh, you know what? I think that's a distress signal from we'll be able to see them when we get to the roof of the building. But you may have seen them before. There's a satellite array. Oh, I think you can see the satellite just through the hole in the building there, over there. That satellite array, I do believe, once we get closer to that, it should pop up again. But yeah, the distress signal is actually for a different quest. That has to do with Brotherhood of Steel Knights, which we will do. It is a good quest. I like it. Yeah, distress signal found. So we can actually tune into that. But yeah, see. So once we get the actual quest for that, which I'm not entirely sure where we get that quest. It could just be that we need to find one of, because there's a handful of knights from the Brotherhood that we have to go and find. And if you tune into the distress signal, like you heard the beeping there, well, the closer you get to the night, the beeping will speed up. So yeah, this is the sentry bot. And now you can, obviously we can shoot it because we have the piercing, whatever that perk is. Can't remember. I don't think it's pierce though. I think it has penetrator. That's what it is. I'm gonna say it has like a different name. But wow, I did that horribly. Let's try again. Man, and my guy was a soldier. I mean, he's doing it horribly and yet amazingly because obviously he's not like really going left or right at all, which is what I was trying to do. But in reality, if you can get over them that smoothly, you're doing pretty fucking good. So yeah, that satellite array there, he's over there. And I do believe there's also a fuck ton of super mutants over there. Oh, right. Oh, well, no, actually. See, I was going to say right after because Preston loved us helping that guy. And if we get the settlement, that should get us some more love status from him. And we should be done with Preston right away. And I was going to say we could go and see if we can get Paladin Dance. But once again, I don't remember if you can actually get Dance before the rest of the Brotherhood shows up. Oh my god, there's another one right there. And even if you can, I know for a fact that you can't complete his companion quest, or even get it without the rest of the Brotherhood showing up. So, because they're involved in it. If we do go and accept to have him or to join the Brotherhood, though, then he might give us the quest to find the missing whatchamacallits, the other missing knights, the missing squadron there. I think actually when we talked to him, he may have even mentioned that there was a squadron of knights that had come to the Commonwealth before him, but they had lost contact or something. But yeah, I don't want to join them while I have Preston following me, because believe it or not, when he promoted you to General of the Minutemen, or since he promoted you to General of the Minutemen, he doesn't take it too well if you decide to become the Brotherhood's new, whatever their like lowest bitch rank is, you know. Now, to be fair, the bitch rank of Brotherhood of Steel still grants you a set of power armor, so it's still less of a bitch rank than if you join the Minutemen at the bottom, you know, like we jumped all the way up to General of the Minutemen. And even then, we got nothing. We got control of an army that consisted of us as the General and Preston. Okay, let's head in there. We could pick the lock. Well, actually, I'm not sure that we can pick the lock because I don't think we have master level lock picking yet.
You really are one of the good guys, you know?
Oh.
Thanks, Preston. I already know you think so.
I know, but I don't know if you really get it. How unusual you are. Since we met, I think you know I've really come to respect you, both as a leader and as a friend. Most people are just out for themselves, one way or another. Even the good ones. But you're different. You really care about other people, even when it isn't convenient or even safe. I've seen you risk your life more than once to help people, just because it was the right thing to do. I just wanted you to know that, well, that it matters, that you're making a difference.
You just described yourself, Preston. I hope you realize that.
Quite the mutual admiration society we've got going here, huh? No, but I hear you. And thanks. Let's just agree to both keep that in mind going forward, huh? All right. Enough chit chat, huh?
Yeah, probably wasn't a great idea to have that conversation as we just entered a building that we know is full of ghouls. But I guess you can't really control when those hidden ones kind of tick over, because as I said, there's obviously the stuff where it comes up, where they like it, love it, hate it, dislike it, depending on what it is. But then there's also just you passively gain it just from spending time with them. I read one thing that said that as you get kills, as you kill things with them as your active party member, it affects it. And it's not just straight up spending time with them. So I mean, obviously him.
Make every shot count. Another one for the Minutemen. Go.
Damn it! Would you just shoot him? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm the one who shot the guy out of the air. Now, it says that we've cleared it. But there's normally, and I didn't see one, a legendary ghoul in here. Trifle American flag. Bugle, fancy hairbrush. Nothing that we need to worry about forgetting. Assault rifle, we've already got one of those.
No point in leaving that for the scavengers.
Exactly. Oh, I think that's the one I shot out of the air. Oh, maybe the other one's in the barracks? I don't know. We'll find out, though. Wonder glue, bottle cap, bullets. It's a flight helmet, which is, I don't know if it's unique. Like, I don't know that there's any weapon or piece of clothing that's wholly unique. What do we get? Protectron model. I'm not sure if we have that one. May or may not. Because of the way that the legendary system works in this game, I think there's always a chance. Well, clothing, I think there might be unique. Because clothing isn't part of that. Of the legendary system. Armor is, but clothing itself isn't. Oh, I thought that was purified water. The can looked, nicer because the light was on it.
Got it.
So, while we're exploring this place, I guess I'll bring this up. Fuck. I've been playing Pokemon Violet, right? Got it for Christmas, so been playing a little bit. Pretty good so far. I enjoy it. It's a Pokemon game, but open world. I don't think that the open world helped it. If anything, I think that the open world hindered it. Because, for example, even though it's open world, it's Pokemon, right? So, like, everything is level based. And while you can explore in whatever order you want, more or less, there's obviously, some areas that you would have to go through other areas to get to. But I mean, you could technically speed through the other area to get to the one you wanted to. And I use the word speed loosely because even though when they finally are like, hey, now is the time to go and explore, they give you a motorcycle. The motorcycle isn't all that fast. But anyway, it's still faster than than you run, and it upgrades as you do the one quest line. So I imagine it gets a lot faster. I hope. But like I said, everything is level based, and none of it is it doesn't have a progressive leveling system or anything, because obviously they wanted specific Pokemon to be in specific areas, and apparently the first guy is in here. So, you know, everything is level based. So like the stuff in, let's say, South Province Area 1 is like level 8 at most, I think. Everything in South Province Area 2 is like 15, I think. Actually, I'm not even sure that they've made it up to 15, and that may be 13. I'm currently in South Province Area 3. You may notice a pattern here. And they're only up to like 15 or so there, like the boss of there. Because most areas, if not all of them, you have 3 quest lines. You have your standard beat the gym leaders. Then you have Titan Pokemon, which I don't really know much about because that's what I'm going towards right now. And then you have Team Star, which is your basic Team Rocket, you know. And more or less each area has one of those. And they're all set levels as well. So even though you can technically, like if I wanted to, I could go to West Province 6. I don't know if the West Province has 6 areas, but let's just say it does. But stuff there, since I'm just starting out, like right now I think my highest level Pokemon is like 23. So, you know, I could go to West Province 6, but if it has like level 60 Pokemon, I'm just going to get bitch slapped and be sent back to South Province Area 3, you know, where I can level up. So even though it's open world, it doesn't really. There's very little incentive to explore outside of the order that the levels dictate you go in, because if you do, like, let's say I went to West Province 6 and they were level 30, right? And I struggled through with my level 23. You know, I managed to get some levels, pump them up, make it through. Now, when I go back to South Province Area 3, I'm going to be steamrolling everything. And it's like, well, why didn't I come here and do this earlier when it may have provided at least some challenge, right? So even though it's open world, it may as well be linear because of the way that the games are designed, or the whole premise of the games. Like, they would have to change them to such a degree that they're no longer Pokemon for an open world game design to actually work. Now, anyway, the Lost Patrol. It
We should get
like I
going.
said, it's to find Brotherhood of Combat Armored Chest Piece. Interesting. We'll take Night Aslan's Holotape. And we'll take the Distress Pulsar, because then that'll get rid of the signal. And we'll slap in the tape, and then we'll talk more about Pokemon. Night Aslan. Holotape.
Nitera Aslan, Brotherhood of Steel, Recon Team 429 Alpha, serial number 3431. It's been 3 hours since I set my distress pulsar. There's been no word from the Paladin or Ferris. Their objective was a satellite array on the coast. They may be out of range. My orders were to hold this position at all costs. The entire site has been overrun. The door won't last much longer. Paladin Brandis, sir. It's been an honor, sir.
Alright. So yeah, like I said, and then the satellite array is where you find another one. I honestly don't remember how many there are. You get sent to a few places, and then there's one that you get sent to right at the end. But if you finish that quest line with, I don't know if Dance has anything extra during the quest line, but I know at least at the very end of the quest line, he does have some. He does have some unique input for the finale. But anyway, back to Pokemon. Because there should just be some more dickheads to shoot as we continue more ghouls. So yeah, the fact that it's open world doesn't really play a whole lot. All that means is that every time that I'm traveling around an area looking for new Pokemon or something, you know, and I see at the top of my screen that it's like, oh, you've entered a new area. It just basically means like, okay, and now I turn around and go back until so that it pops up that I'm back in the other area that I was in. I don't know what's going on right now. Preston's fighting it, but it's a ghoul. He should be safe. And if he's not, he shouldn't be following me because he sucks. But anyway, and then they have like the new Terra types, which is just basically every Pokemon now has a third type. It can be the third type can be the same as any of its other two types. Like if you have a Pikachu, it's Terra type. If you catch a regular Pikachu, its Terra type is going to be is guaranteed to be electric, right? Like if you just catch like a wild Pikachu, that's what it's going to be electric. If you catch anything in the wild, it's Terra type, or it's third or second type, I guess. I say third type. There's some Pokemon with only one type, so this would make it its second type instead of its third. It'll just be whatever its first type is. So like I caught a Fletchinder, which is like the little firebird. Didn't realize this, even though it's very clearly a firebird, right from the get-go. Oh, there's the legendary. It's normal and flying. Did not know that. Dude, this extra limb damage is ridiculous. Oh, and because the left leg's off, I can't shoot the other leg off. So anyway, here's the legendary Ghoul Slayer. Oh, just another Ghoul Slayer. Preston, you gotta stop sticking your gun like through my body. Right. So if you terrestrialize them, which is basically crystallizing them, it then activates their whatever their Terra type is.
Let's do this.
And makes them, as far, I think it just makes them purely that type, and they can only have one Terra type. So like, let's say you had a Pikachu and you got one through one of the raids that, as far as I know, there's ones on the field that will have a different Terra type than normal, and then there's raids that you can do to get even more different ones, right? And let's say you got a Pikachu that had a Terra type of fire. When you crystallize them, or terrestrialize them, I think is the right word. It's a horrible word. I hate it because it just I never feel like I'm pronouncing it properly. I think then it would just be a straight fire type. I don't think it would be electric and fire. I think it's just straight fire at that point. But I'm not 100% sure. And any attack of that Terra type would then be boosted. And I think it gets boosted more than if it's just, like, let's say you have your Pikachu, it uses Thunder Shock, it'll get boosted. But I think if you have it terrestrialized into an electric type again, and it's still electric, obviously, I think you'll get an even bigger boost. But I don't know if it's so much that it boosts the attack damage more from the type matchup than normal, or if it's just the fact that you're also stronger in that form, you know? Like Dynamax level stronger, but you are still like a little bit tougher. Alright, let's see what's on here. Remote door control for what? Sure, let's unlock it. Don't know what door this is unlocking, but let's unlock it anyway. But yeah, I don't really care for it any more than I cared for Dynamaxing and Sword and Shield, which I didn't really care for. I don't think I really talked about Sword and Shield all that much while I played it. But I did 100% that game. Got all the Pokemon and everything. But yeah, like I didn't really care for it because, to be fair, I haven't really cared for any of the stuff like that, like the Mega Evolutions, the Z moves. Like none of that have I really cared for because it always just seemed like a gimmick to give the player like that extra go fuck yourself against the computers, right? Like maybe if I was into competitive Pokemon, but that in all honesty, it makes me sad just saying competitive Pokemon, considering that they're obviously very much like games for kids. And while, you know, like I've seen some stuff about competitive Pokemon, and it does get fairly complicated and everything,
We've got to get out of here before
at the same time, while I'm playing Pokemon, I can't picture taking it at all, like any kind of serious, you know?
Come on, you zombie bastard.
Ah, fuck.
Good shoot. Here we go.
There was one more, was there not? No, guess not. Okay, there's the U.S. Covert Operations Manual. I'll be useful for us sneaking around. But yeah, I've never really cared for any of those. The ones that had Z moves, was that Diamond and Pearl? Did I play Diamond and Pearl? I know I didn't play Black and White or Black and White 2. Carrots and potatoes, we got plenty of those growing. I know I didn't play the Hawaiian ones, Alola, I think they were called, the Alola ones, Sun and Moon, those ones. Or Ultra Sun or Moon. I know I played Pearl. Oh. Come off, leg. Yeah, you fucking better stay down, bitch. But yeah, whatever. I think it was the one that introduced Z moves because it had Z moves, but I think they still had Mega Evolutions in it at the same time.
Make every shot count.
Oh my Christ, Preston, why are you here? If you're not gonna stop these assholes, like fucking hell. Keep getting fucking clobbered trying to climb up the stupid ramp. But either way, like I never finished that one. And then I didn't play any again until Sword and Shield. And one of the main reasons why I didn't play any of them was honestly because of like I know that a lot of people were upset when they took this out for Sword and Shield, but the National Pokedex, I mean, guys, you know, like I played the original Pokemon games. You know, like I played every generation up until I think Diamond and Pearl, Black and White. I don't remember what order they came out in. So I mean, like I think the first Pokemon game that I bought and never finished was Pearl. If I'm remembering correctly, that was the first Pokemon game that I purchased but never actually finished the game. Although I am thinking of getting the one of the remakes, the Shining Diamond and Brilliant Pearl, or the other way around, whichever way it is. Because I think the reason why I didn't finish it at that point was, well, I mean, once again, it was a point where I was very much a completionist, right? Like I'm still fairly a completionist, you know. I'm gonna take these because it doesn't say dirty, and I think that most of them say dirty. And like I said, the National Dex really just like bummed me out because it was one of those things where it's like when I played the original Pokemon games, I don't think I got all 150 of the original Pokemon. I think I came close, but at that point in my life, I didn't care. Like the completionist in me didn't awaken until much later in life, and so I didn't really care. When I played Gold and Silver, I still didn't care. When I unlocked the National Dex in that, I was like, oh, that's weird. But whatever. Didn't think too much of it. Didn't care, right? And then okay, let's see. God, here I got that. Got Nate Aston's holotape. Got that. Then apparently... Anyway. And then, by the time that, I became a completionist, because, I think Hoenn, Ruby, and Sapphire were the first ones that I actually wanted to 100%. I think that was, the first ones I really wanted 100%. So, I worked my way through the game, catching all the different Pokemon and everything. And then, it got to the point where it unlocked the national dex. And because I didn't have all these Pokemon from the previous generations that I could transfer forward, and they weren't available in just those versions of the game, in just Ruby and Sapphire, because I had one, I think my cousin had the other. Preston, you better not be able to set those off. Mainly because I'm getting fiber optics and crystal from them, and it's really nice. I saw you. Don't just lay your ass back down. Oh, but of course, I can't shoot through that. Actually, though, if I do this, it should, because, yeah. Because I have the Penetrator perk. And, I made it to the end of the game, had all these Pokemon, and then it's like, bam, now you have the National Dex. Hope that you brought the other 250 some forward with you, and it's like, I don't. Piss
We
off.
should get out of here as soon as we can.
And then, it just, that was like my first instance of, oh, this fucking sucks, because, if I don't have all these other ones in that. And then it just kept getting worse and worse, because while there's obviously ones that you could very easily get your hands on, right? Then there's ones that are like legendaries from previous generations that you also needed. And unless you played the previous generations or knew somebody who was willing to trade them to you so you could register them in your Pokedex, you were fucked, right? So the fact that they took the National Dex out of Sword and Shield was, in all honesty, that by itself probably got me to buy it. Every time that a Pokemon game came out, I was like, oh, I want to play Pokemon again, but I don't. But I want to be able to feel like I can finish it, and with the National Dex, I just don't feel that way, right?
I'm gonna see if there's anything worth grabbing.
Vault Tech. What? Oh, nice! I got the Sentry Bot model. But yeah, so then I went back and once again, they don't have the National Dex, so I'm fucking going for the 100%. And in all honesty, the fact that they took out the National Dex, not only did it make me buy Sword and Shield, it made me buy it way earlier than I normally would have. Now, in reality, that didn't make too much of a difference for them. There's some games. Also, I do believe that now that we've got into this power armor, the Sentry Bot outside will probably be activated. Alright. There is supposed to be 2 fusion cores in this place, I think. We got the Stealth Boy, we got the Covert Operations, we got the Flight Manual. Actually, it's not saying that there's... It's saying there's 2 power armor suits, but it's not saying anything. Yeah, but it's not saying anything about the fusion cores, so they might not be a guaranteed thing here. But yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Why not, right? I also don't know what's up with this Protectron. I didn't have anything that let me activate it anywhere, right? I couldn't activate it on here, could I? No, just a security door. Huh, weird. Whatever, let's go get our ass beat by a Sentry Bot. he actually didn't do nearly as much damage. Like, oh, I guess I was wearing power armor, so. And most of the time when I fight them, I'm not. I can't pick him up. Okay, weird, but whatever. So anyway, yeah, so that sentry bot, like I said, even with the penetrator perk, you can't kill it without it coming out, because here's the thing. As soon as you activate the armor, the door opens, but because the sentry bot is bigger than this door, what they do is they just despawn the sentry bot and then respawn it in front of that door. So like even if we were to come over here and like litter this with landmines, it wouldn't matter. So there is another, I think it's one of these. Somewhere. There's some hang on. Oh, here we go. So yeah, there's another suit of power armor in there behind the export gate, so we'll grab that in a minute. But first things first, we'll go and drop this power armor off at the truck stop. We'll go turn in our quest, grab the next one, because I don't remember where it is, and then we'll go and grab that suit of power armor and end the part. Oh, my little army of sentries there. But yeah, so one of the things though that really was like super obvious to me, that really was limited by the open world in the Pokemon game though, is the cities. So like I'm not very far into it. Like I'm only at like the first gym city, right? Like that's the only city that I've been to, or that's the furthest city that I've been to, which means that besides the main city, I've only been to like 2 other towns. And in all the other Pokemon games, obviously there was only like a few buildings in the town, right? And that you could go into. And then in later games, obviously they added more buildings. Whether or not you could go into them was but I mean, being able to barge into random people's houses doesn't make sense anyway. But the because it's open world and the main city is so far the only load zone, so like it's the only separate city, and even then it still fits in the area that it's supposed to. So like you go into the main city and they have like apartments and that, and there's a bunch of people walking around the street, and they have the big school and everything. And it's believable that those people live there because you see how much stuff there is, right? Like even like every shop, it has like floors above it that you could assume that they live in, and that are apartments and everything, right? So it's believable. But then you make it to this city, right? And for some reason, it didn't really hit me in the first little town that you get to, even though I did spend a good deal of time in there as I was dicking around just figuring out new mechanics and that. It didn't really hit me there until I got to the first town with the gym in it. So you go into this town. It has one road. It's a rectangle. And it's got like the gym, some random field that they hold the gym contest in, which for some reason is you rolling an olive around. It has nothing to do with Pokemon itself. It's literally just you as the player rolling an olive into a net. There's obstacles. It's not just like a straight thing, but still, point is, it has nothing to do with Pokemon. And then, yeah, it has the big gym building, which isn't used as the gym. There's a separate area for that. It's got a Pokemon Center on either end, for some reason. And then a couple of shops that are clearly just shops. And then, like, 4 houses. But as you're going down this main strip, the only road in the town, there's all these people walking around. And it's like, and like there's some of them that are static and stood there and they've been placed. And then there's other ones that are walking around. And like until you made it to this town, there hasn't been any
Got a
other
problem?
buildings besides one Pokemon Center. So it's not like these people are coming from like their cottages or their farms or anything, right? And it's just like, how is there so many people in this town, and yet there's only like 4 houses? Because like in the other Pokemon games, there was oh, there's the Jungle Railroad tape. I never found that. We'll play that in a second. There's always been like the town that you're in, like the part of the town that you're in, and then there's usually like a blocked off section where you can see like a couple roofs or something, but they're like off screen. You can see like an inch of a roof or something, you know? And it's like, oh, there's more town that way. That's where everybody lives. That's how this is an actual place, right? Except for Pallet Town and like the first towns that you're in. It's generally surrounded by trees, and it's like, why is this a place? But yeah, it really hit me that because of the open world, they couldn't do that,
I
obviously.
think we can relax a bit here.
And yeah, it just makes everything seem like really empty. Because like you have all these people, but like you have like no towns or anything, and it's just like, eh. It really detracts from like the world.
I
But
cleared
anyway,
the training yard of ferals.
Finally, someone that can get things done. Here's your pay. You know, Kessler's been looking for someone competent. If you're looking for more work, talk with her. Before you go, though, I was hoping you could spend some of that reward here with little old me.
no.
Not today.
You'll be back.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, I already bought Wastelander's Friend from you, and that cost me like 1,500 caps.
Hey there.
I'm Stockton. You've heard of Old Man Stockton, yes?
No.
Old Man Stockton.
I run 3 caravans that travel throughout the Commonwealth.
Stockton.
You ever buy anything from Good Neighbor or Diamond City? Odds are it's been delivered by my men.
Okay. I didn't actually know who that guy was. I don't think I've ever talked to him before, because who cares?
Wake up, Commonwealth.
Pip boy?
Synths are not your enemy. They are victims in this war as well. True, they were created by the Institute, but they were created as slaves. Thinking, feeling, and dreaming beings, utterly oppressed by their tyrannical masters. So join with us in fighting the real enemy, the Institute. Join the Railroad. When you're ready for that next step, don't worry. We'll find you.
Anyway. So yeah, you have to find the caravan, or the railroad, by following the Freedom Trail, which I don't think is a quest we even have yet. Okay, where is... She's usually hanging out around here, right? Kessler? No? Oh, is this her? No. Not. Farman? Yeah, you are.
So Deb's been talking you up. Says you get results. I got a sensitive job that needs someone with skills, and more rolling around in their head than marbles. That sound like you?
I've had no complaints so far.
Really? Where have you been all my life? Our town works because everyone knows we got the raider angle covered. The gangs get paid off and leave our caravans alone. But Zeller's army is getting greedy, asking for more caps. And after we pay them, the bastards still hit our people. But I found out the army's holed up in an old prep school. The job's simple. Deal with them.
Know anything else about Zeller's army?
It took a lot of favors just to get the name of their crash pad. The East Boston Prep School. Judge Zeller runs a strange outfit. Came out of nowhere and now they're players. I don't know what you'll find there.
Consider Zeller's army dealt with.
These guys are dangerous, so be careful. If there are survivors, rescue them. If any lost caravan hands make their way back into circulation, that'll do wonders for trade. But above all, you're just a freelancer working for yourself. Never even heard of us on the hill, right?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if I passed by that place, I probably would have taken him out anyway. So yeah, like I said, we'll probably do both of these, the Revere Satellite Array and the Revere Beach Station next part, because this will get us another part of the Lost Patrol quest, and then this will get us County Crossing, and then we'll be able to do a build episode then. And then from there, we can work our way down. I don't know why Easy City Downs is on the map. That might just be a location that got marked. But either way, we'll do that and clear out whatever his army is from the prep school. So yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the week anyway. I guess I should go and get this, but you don't really, I'm sure, care about me picking a lock and fast traveling back to the truck stop. So thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you on Wednesday for more.